Hey guys, this is Teddy with Jerusalem Tabernacle of David. I'm here with Izzy, and we're here in Samaria. Right in the background there, we're seeing the drop down from the Amazon launch. So check that out. Wow. There are other ways that you can invest your hard earned shekels, and that is by planting seeds into ministries that are furthering the kingdom of Yeshua and building up Yeshua's kingdom. And that kind of an investment has eternal rewards, and you are building for the eternal future, not just for this world which is passing away. We're getting the word out to people here in the local community here, not only in this village here in Samaria, but also in Tel Aviv and in Jerusalem and in wherever I go. And one thing that has been happening lately is that the way I've been getting around with no driver's license here in Israel is with the moped, the electric bicycle, but it's let's call it a moped because when you pedal it, it goes the electricity kicks in faster. Well, I had 3 flats. This is an inner tube. This was the inner tube, and I patched it. I patched it right here, and my fingernails are long because of playing the harp. And I keep them clean and I keep them growing long because that way I can play the harp strings better. So I patched it one time here, and then I patched it another time here, and then I changed to a completely different tube because both of these patches failed, and they failed within a week, both of these holes, and I put in a completely new tube. That one completely exploded within one day. So there was 3 flats on the moped, and this is the back wheel too. It's really hard to deal with it. A lot of tools, a lot of time to get that wheel loosened up. And then I finally just took a break from it for a while, and one of my loving supporters in the ministry was lovingly calling this the flat tire ministry. And I said, okay, let's have a contest. Let's see if anybody would like to submit a special logo, with the name on there, Flat Tire Ministries. Because, what's been happening is that in the process of fixing these flat tires, sometimes I'm walking down the road on the way to to get to the moped where I parked it because it's got a flat tire, and I've got a patch kit and I've got a bicycle pump in my hand, and I'm walking on the road, and it's funny because the spirit of Elohim, the Holy Spirit or the set apart spirit, just he leads me, and I decide at the last second, well, instead of walking through the town on the streets there in the middle of town, why don't I walk on the outskirts of town on the surveillance road that is going around the perimeter of the town, and that's where the security guards are patrolling all the time, because on the other side of that is there's Arab villages around this town, and so that's why they need to patrol on this perimeter road. So I walk along that way, and wouldn't you know, I bump into one of the young men who I've been sharing about Yeshua with, and he's there with his friend who I also know, and he's visiting from out of town, and I get to share with him as well, and he's also heard the message of Yeshua before, and so I get to have some time in fellowship with them and plant some more seeds. And this is a part of, would I have been there at that moment if I didn't have a flat tire, right? And these kind of things keep on happening. Right. So that day I did fix that flat tire, but it did go flat again a couple days later. I ended up in the next town over. There's no gas station here in town, in this village, so I had to bike over to the other town to top up the tire because I couldn't get it up to with the hand pump that I had. I couldn't get it up to the right pressure, so I had to go over to the gas station there to use the car pressure pump there. And in the process of getting it up to 55 pounds per square inch, I bring it down a little bit. I was getting it up to only 50 because the tire is rated between 30 and 55. So I was getting up to 50 pounds per square inch, and it blew up at about 49 or 50 pounds per square inch. And it turned out when I took it apart later on that there was a fault on the seam of the rubber. I don't have that pump because I returned it to the store. But just along the seam here, that was where the fault happened. So I think it was a manufacturer defect. I called the manufacturer and made an agreement with him that they would replace it for me for free. But I had to get to the store in another town, and I had to ride the bus an hour and a half each way to get to that bicycle store to exchange the tube and then get back. And in the process, while I was there, I also bought a new tire pump, so that one works much better. In another video, I'll show you both of those. But the point being that when I was there and that tire exploded because I was there in the town next door, which is a Jewish town, and they have a gas station there, and so I was just looking around like, what do I do? I mean, Shabbat is almost coming in. It's almost time when everybody's going to be getting off the road here. And do I try to get the tools out and try to patch this tire here and do all this? And I'm like, I don't know if there's going to be enough time to do all that. And I'm just looking around and I see there's a car coming in and getting gas just before Shabbat comes in. They're filling up and they've got a bike rack on the back of their car. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I can just go and ask them for a hand, figure out which direction they're going. And turns out I talked to them and they're very, very friendly. I explained the problem. I've got this flat tire. I don't know if I have time to fix it before Shabbat. They said, listen, we live in the same town as you. We'll load it up. You can strap it onto the back of the car, and so they agreed to do this the whole way. They were just talking about how good it was to meet and how much of a pleasure and how much of a joy it is to do a good deed and to help somebody out in need. The wife is sitting in the back of the car, crowded with the children crowded in there. She's far from the air conditioning because she's making room for me to sit in the passenger seat next to her husband who's driving. And she's just happily chattering away. She's not upset at all about making this small sacrifice in her viewpoint, just a small sacrifice to be able to help somebody out. So that was really a blessing, and to really see that kindness. It was just amazing, from this religious Jewish family who's been living in this town for I think they said about 5 or 7 years. I've been living in this town for a little over 10 years. And so it was really nice to get to know them and to see that, and also to be able to make it back in time before Shabbat, park the bike inside the shed, and I left it for another week or two until I was able to get around to it to actually get over to the store and get the new inner tube and replace it and get all that. Everything is working great now. So these are two of the examples, but there are other examples as well of the flat tire ministry, where having a flat tire basically enabled me to meet and make more connections and to share more of the truth and to share more seeds. So I just want to thank all of you for following along with this story. Meanwhile, the touchdown has happened. Thanks for watching. Thanks for contributing. You can send your donations through at jtod.org, jtod.org, JTOD, the initials for Jerusalem Tabernacle of David. Thank you very much. Thank you for following. And please share this with like-minded friends and individuals who might possibly be interested in finding out what's going on over here in Israel and might possibly be interested in helping a work to be able to go on over here. And you can contact me. There's a contact page on the website if you would like to get the updates through email or through the other apps, through your cell phone, and you can do like that. But to send a note through the contact form, the contact page at jtod.org, or in the process, if you decide that you would like to send a donation, no donations are required. You can watch this content for free. You can enjoy this. You can read the letters. You can enjoy all of that for free. There is nothing required. But if you do decide that you would like to send a donation, there is an opportunity there to send a note and send a request. After you fill out the payment information, you can send a request. Please add me to your email list. Please add me. Here's my cell phone number. Please add me to the Signal list to be able to get the updates on the cell phone. And the updates on the cell phone are different from the email. They're more detailed and more interesting. There's more stuff going on there. So thank you very much. And from me and Izzy, we just say shalom, shalom, and see you next time. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. All right. Do you see that cloud? Do you see that cloud rising out of the sea? Do you see that cloud? It's about the size of a man's hand,
rising out of the sea. Do you see that cloud?